The Goldfinger is a Hong Kong action crime thriller film directed by Felix Chong. It stars Tony Leung as Henry Ching, a prolific businessman who's worth billions upon dollars. However, he's being under investigation by ICAC for fraud and bribery, and he's sort of built this sort of financial empire over the years since it takes place in the 80s. But anyways, he's being doggedly chased by Andy Lau's character, the lead investigator, and this is basically kind of a mix of Lord of War and The Wolf of Wall Street. The movie adopts a very interesting sort of framework structure, mainly because the movie adopts a different kind of structure. Henry is arrested at the beginning of the film after he's sort of become really successful, and through flashbacks and the investigation we find out how he rose to power, all the different key figureheads. The movie is really enthralling. It definitely introduces you to so many different characters, rivals, allies, cohorts, partners, all the different tumultuous sort of dealings that it has to do to build this empire, starting with coming to Hong Kong with dreams of being, you know, rich because he's an engineer. However, he finds he's able to make more money doing other things, underhanded things. Andy Lau kind of plays a straight man. He's kind of similar to Han Ratty from Catch Me If You Can. You know, he sort of neglects the family life. You know, whenever he's with his wife, his pager goes off. He's, you know, trying to focus on work-life balance, but it's always a trouble for him. But he's definitely not the he's the co-star of the movie, but he doesn't get to do much in terms of acting. He has a couple of. He's not given much juicy material to work with since he's the straight man, the sort of simple, you know, civil servant trying to basically take down the big criminal. It's Tony Leung that gets to shine as the villain. You know, he's like the sort of shady criminal that can't be caught. He's larger than life. He's having can-can dancers in the meetings. He's using beautiful models to bribe, you know, people and money, and he's unscrupulous. He's vicious, and he's like seemingly has his fingers in every sort of pocket of every politician and policeman, and he's just too untouchable. And that's probably one of the biggest strengths of the film, is that it's very flashy, like The Wolf of Wall Street, but it's also, you know, a criminal pursuit of this man. The only flaws I have of this movie is that it is based off of a real life story. However, they introduce fictional countries that kind of take you out of the movie. You know, I was kind of expecting this done in a period piece, sort of like late 70s, early 80s sort of movie. And then when they introduce all these weird countries you've never heard of, they're basically trying to play nice. But like, why not just use a different country? Like, it's weird to be like, oh yes, you know, we're getting them from Krasia or something, or some bogus fictional country. I don't know why they did that choice. It was an artistic choice. I didn't like that. Also, sometimes the CGI was a little bit weird. They tried to introduce this large building that looks kind of weird, and they shouldn't have maybe put so much effort into that. There's also a sequence where the CGI is bad, but I didn't mind. There's this anecdote montage where all of his different people that might, you know, turn on him are talking about where he's getting his money from, and like there's this montage that's poorly rendered, but it's done on purpose because they're all supposed to be like a hazy sort of like, I heard he got the money from like this rich sultan, and the other person's like, well, I heard he got the money from like pirating gold or something. And they have like this montage of him doing all these larger than life things to have a reason for his money to start all of these business ventures. But I really liked the performances. I liked the editing and the montages and the story. It was really interesting. Overall, it's a very strong crime thriller film, and I give The Goldfinger a 7 out of 10.